Greetings from the state capitol, where legislators are working through the weekend to figure out how to balance the state's budget while they're facing a $13 billion deficit over the next 4 years. The Democrats, who control the majority here, are looking at a mixture between new taxes and some cuts to state services. This past week, we got a look at the proposals. Both the House and Senate Democrats would delay a big boost in spending for child care subsidies, but they're also proposing increasing funding for schools, especially in special education. To prevent deeper cuts, there are a list of new taxes on the table. Refundable deposits may be added to can and bottle purchases. The gas tax could be going up, and Discover passes for state parks could increase, along with new taxes for the wealthiest in the state and big businesses. Republicans say the new taxes are just not necessary.
You might hear from Democrats that they want to tax wealthy Washingtonians and big businesses, and yes, they are taxing those folks, but they're also taxing regular people too. And I hope that regular people realize how many nickel and dime taxes they'll have to pay, literally taxing the joy out of their lives.
When I think about what taxes pay for, people find joy in having a well-funded public school. They find joy in having services at the local, county and city levels that work, having infrastructure.
Democrats in the Senate are also looking at draining the state's emergency savings account, which is also known as the Rainy Day Fund. They say that would avoid deep cuts to state services. And that's something that concerns the state's Democratic treasurer, Mike Pellicciati. He says the state has about $1.5 billion in savings, something he recommends the state does not touch because of the uncertainty out of Washington, D.C. and potential federal funding cuts.
Storm clouds are on the horizon, and we need to make sure from this point on there are sufficient reserves in the bank so that we can respond to whatever threats are coming our way.
You know, we don't want to be in a position to have $1 billion or $1.7 billion sitting in a rainy day fund while people are going hungry because we made cuts that we didn't have to make.
I mentioned the state's gas tax may be going up, perhaps by as much as 9 cents a gallon July 1st. There's also a proposal to start a new highway use fee. The state's relied on a gas tax to pay for roads for more than 100 years, but that's just not as reliable as cars get more fuel efficient or fuel free. So this proposed highway use fee would not impact anyone with a car that gets less than 25 miles per gallon. They pay enough in gas taxes, says the bill's sponsor. But an owner of a car that gets 26 miles per gallon would pay about $7 a year. There's a formula that increases based on the mileage. So for a 50 mile per gallon car, like a hybrid owner, they would pay about $94 annually. But they would no longer have to pay the current $75 hybrid fee. Plug-in hybrid owners and electric vehicle owners would not have to pay this highway use fee. Their current fee structure would remain in place. Legislators have 1 month to figure out the budget and what taxes are needed to pay for it, and then they'll have to start negotiating with Governor Bob Ferguson, who has said that he wants taxes to be the last resort for legislators. In Olympia, for In Session, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.